Salibonani. ThaDhingDhim Dhim-ThaDhin, Dhim-Dhim-Dhim-ThaDhin, DhingDhim-ThaDhin, DhingDhim-ThaDhin, Dhim-ThaDhin, Dhim-Dhim-Dhim-ThaDhin, DhingDhim-Dhim-ThaDhin. Welcome to episode 248 of Konnakol 2020, the video series in which every day of the year I show you something about Konnakol, that is, the wonderful vocal percussion tradition of South India. I am Carlitos from Slovenia, and today is September the 4th. Yes, the 4th, I had to check. And today I have for you another short Korvai in Adi talam, in khanda, nadai, kalam. That is subdivision of a beat into 5, as I like doing in this recent, let's say, 15, in the most recent 20 episodes or so. So the length of the composition is 80 aksharas or 2 avartanams, and can also be performed in chaturashra nadai madhyama kalam. That means that you could also perform this in a subdivision of 4. You would have to start it, however, from a different point in Adi talam. But, we'll leave that for another episode. The structure of this Korvai is interesting because, in a way, I wouldn't call this cheating or cutting corners, but take a look at the first line. You see, we have a tat, which is a phrase for 3 aksharas, and then we start with the actual structure. So, in a way, one could say that the whole structure is missing 3 aksharas, and that is why we start after counting off these 3 aksharas, right? But anyway, the composition is great, it's beautiful, it's one of the first that my teacher taught me in khanda nadai. So as always, I'm doing everything backwards. I am showing you this in episode 248 and not before. But hey, it is what it is. So the very first line is that prefix, that tat, and then we go to the composition itself. It starts with 7 3 gap 7 3 gap. The next line is 5 3 gap 5 3 gap. The next line is 3 3 gap 3 3 gap. And the last one is 7 4 gap 7 4 gap 7. So we see how the structure is built, right? So we have a phrase for 7 beats that gets repeated, and it gets sandwiched by gaps for 3, and then that is reduced to a phrase for 5, and then for 3. It's a classic movement, right? We're reducing the length of the main beats, and then we have a tirmanam at the end. And in particular, since we have a dual structure here, so we have 7 3 gap 7 3 gap twice, right? Then 5 3 gap 5 3 gap, and then 3 3 gap 3 3 gap. This will sound kind of like question and answer. You'll see what I mean, and that's how I always understood this composition to be. Anyway, how are we going to perform this? Well, the 7 is going to be different from what we are used to. It's going to be Dhim-Dhim-Dhim-Tha. The 5 is going to be Dhim-Dhim-Tha, and the 3 Dhim-Tha. So you see, there are 3 phrases that relate to each other in a very coherent way. And then the gap for 3 is ding, and the gap for 4 that we have only at the end is im. So everything pretty simple in terms of performance. And here in the transcription, you can see all these parts with different colors, as I like to do. So the first tat that I told you was kind of like a prefix of 3 aksharas is in green, and also is the same color of the Adi talam, of a half a cycle of Adi talam that we'll perform before. And then we start. The very first phrase that was 7 3 gap 7 3 gap is in red. The 5 3 gap 5 3 gap is in orange. The 3 3 gap 3 3 gap is in yellow, and the last tirmanam is in purple. So you can see clearly where everything starts and ends. And now I'm going to perform this composition at a slower tempo, as I like doing before I go. So this is the time, if you want, since you have the transcription here, to pause the video and go learn this in your own time, so you can perform it with me. So if you do that, you are also welcome to subscribe to the YouTube channel, because hey, so whenever you are ready, let's do this. Taka takita taka takita taka takita taka takita ta. Dhim 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 ThaDhing, dhim 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 ThaDhing, dhim dhim ThaDhing, dhim dhim ThaDhing, dhim Dhim-ThaDhi, Dhim-ThaDhi, Dhim-Dhim-Dhim-ThaDhi, Dhim-Dhim-Dhim-ThaDhi, Dhim-Dhim-Dhim-ThaDhi. I tried to use my voice in different ways, like a raising pitch and a falling pitch, in order to illustrate how we have that question and answer format that I explained earlier. I hope you understood. I hope you caught that. Anyway, you can go rewind the video. Rewind? What year is this? You can go back to the video and try to see if you see that gain, that I changed the pitch of my voice. Anyway, that's all from me today. Let me know what you think by using the Instagram, YouTube and Facebook comment boxes, or you can also reach out to me via my social networks displayed here, because I always like getting feedback, so do it. That's all from me today. Thanks a lot for watching. I have been Carlitos from Slovenia, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.